Have you ever thought that your automatic car can handle absolutely anything? Well, it's time to rethink that idea. Today, we're going to dive into 15 things you should never do in an automatic vehicle. Stick around until the end for a bonus tip that can help your transmission fluid last longer. Let's start. 1. Don't warm up your transmission in cold weather. When temperatures drop, transmission fluid thickens, becoming sluggish and less effective at lubricating gears. Trying to drive immediately in cold conditions puts extra stress on your transmission, causing delayed shifts and internal wear. The safest approach is simple. Allow your car to idle for a few minutes to let the fluid circulate and reach operating temperature. This ensures smooth operation and prevents the gears from struggling against thick, cold fluid. Cold mornings are tough on your car, but a little patience can save you from long-term damage and costly repairs. Coasting in neutral. Next, let's look at coasting in neutral. Some drivers do this, especially when going downhill thinking it will save fuel. But coasting in neutral isn't as harmless as it seems. First, it actually doesn't save fuel. Modern engines are smart. They automatically reduce fuel flow when you take your foot off the accelerator. Staying in gear can save more fuel than rolling in neutral. Second, coasting in neutral reduces your control. If an emergency pops up, you won't be able to accelerate quickly to avoid danger. Third, it can cause extra wear on your car. Shifting back into gear while the engine is idling can strain your drivetrain, and because the engine isn't helping slow the car, your brakes have to work harder, which wears them down faster. Driving through deep water. Another major risk is driving through deep water. It might not look dangerous at first, but it can cause serious damage. Your transmission has vents that let pressure escape, and while they work well under normal conditions, they can let water in when submerged. In most regular cars, these vents are low and vulnerable, unlike in some four-wheel drive vehicles where they're higher up. Once water mixes with your transmission fluid, it forms a thick, milky substance that can break down the glue holding your clutch packs together. This almost always leads to clutch damage, and draining the fluid won't fix it. When water enters your transmission, it can start slipping and may eventually fail completely. Remember, oil and water don't mix, and your transmission is no exception. Fourth, leaving your vehicle and drive at stop signs. It might seem harmless to leave your car and drive when stopped at a red light, but this habit quietly strains your transmission over time. Even when the vehicle isn't moving, the torque converter continues spinning, generating heat inside the transmission. On a hot day, that temperature can spike by 50 degrees or more, causing unnecessary wear and potentially reducing the lifespan of key components. Shifting into neutral allows the fluid to circulate freely without added pressure, reducing heat and friction. Over months and years, consistently leaving your car in drive at stops can silently degrade your transmission. If you notice shuddering, delayed shifts, or unusual noises, it's worth checking your torque converter immediately. Small changes like this can prevent major repair bills later. Fifth, driving on empty. Most cars have their fuel pump located inside the gas tank, and it stays cool because it's surrounded by fuel. When your tank is almost empty, your pump loses that cooling effect, which can slowly wear it down and eventually lead to an expensive repair. On top of that, the bottom of your tank collects sediment and debris over time. When you run low on gas, this gunk can get stirred up and clog your fuel filter. That might reduce your car's performance, and in the worst cases, it can damage other parts of your fuel system. A simple way to avoid these problems is to keep your tank more than a quarter full. Sixth, keep your hands off the gear selector. Resting your hand on the gear lever while driving may feel natural, but it's more damaging than most drivers realize. Even minor, constant pressure transfers force to internal transmission parts, gradually causing wear over months and years. This can lead to harder shifts, increased friction, and eventually, more expensive repairs. Your hands belong on the steering wheel, not on the shifter. It's a small adjustment with a big payoff, less stress on your transmission, and a smoother driving experience. 7th, pay attention to dashboard warning lights. Your dashboard is more than just a display. It's your car's early warning system. Many drivers ignore lights until they become a major problem. A transmission temperature warning signals overheating, which can destroy internal components if neglected. Oil pressure alerts indicate lubrication issues that could damage the engine quickly. Battery warnings signal charging problems that might leave you stranded. Ignoring these signals can turn minor repairs into major, expensive ones. Always take dashboard warnings seriously. They exist to save you time, money, and stress. 8th, always shift to park before turning off the engine. Modern vehicles are designed so that the engine can only start in park, and for good reason. Turning off your car in drive or neutral may not immediately damage the engine, but it forces the torque converter to remain engaged, adding unnecessary strain to the transmission. Always shift into park before switching off the engine or removing the key. This simple habit protects your transmission, prevents accidental movement, and ensures your car remains safe and mechanically sound. 9th, avoid hard acceleration. It's tempting to hit the gas hard for a fast launch, whether merging onto a highway or just enjoying the thrill of speed. But repeated hard acceleration puts extreme stress on your engine, transmission, suspension, and mounts. It also burns more fuel than gradual acceleration, making it expensive in more ways than one. Occasional bursts may be okay, but making this a habit accelerates wear on vital components. Smooth, controlled acceleration keeps your car running longer, saves fuel, and protects expensive parts. Thrills now might mean regrets later, so think carefully before flooring it. 10th, don't shift into park before coming to a complete stop. One of the most damaging habits for automatic transmissions is shifting into park while the vehicle is still moving. The parking powel, a small but critical lever, is designed to hold the car stationary, not to stop it abruptly. Forcing the car into park while rolling puts extreme stress on this tiny component, which can wear down or even break. If it snaps, it could damage other parts like the output shaft or locking pin, leaving your park function unreliable. Listen for unusual grinding or resistance when parking. That's your car telling you it's under stress. Always bring the vehicle to a complete stop before engaging park to protect your transmission and avoid costly repairs. 11th, don't ignore transmission fluid changes. Transmission fluid doesn't last forever, despite what some people believe. For smooth operation, most vehicles need a fluid change every 50,000 miles, depending on manufacturer recommendations. Healthy fluid is bright red and nearly odorless. If it's brown, dark, or smells burnt, it's past due. Transmission fluid acts as a lubricant, allowing gears and internal components to move smoothly while minimizing friction. Without fresh fluid, heat and friction increase, causing premature wear and potential failure. Think of transmission fluid as a protective shield for your gears. Neglecting it is an invitation for problems that can become expensive fast. Regular maintenance keeps your car running like new, prolonging its life and saving money in the long run. 12. Always use the handbrake before parking. It's essential to always engage your handbrake before putting your car into park. While the parking pawl inside your transmission is designed to hold the vehicle, it isn't nearly as strong as the handbrake. On hills or in windy conditions, relying only on the transmission can allow the car to roll, even if it seems secure. Occasionally skipping this step may not cause immediate damage, but over time, it can wear down critical components. Engine bushings and the lock pin are particularly vulnerable, as the transmission isn't built to support the full weight of the car alone. There's also a small chance the lock pin could fail entirely, leaving your vehicle at risk. Using the handbrake every time is a simple precaution that keeps your car stable and prevents unnecessary wear and costly repairs. 13. Avoid excessive idling in drive. Idling in drive for long periods isn't ideal. Short periods of waiting in traffic won't hurt your car, but extended idling can eventually lead to problems. Most modern cars use electric fans to maintain airflow through the radiator, which keeps the engine cool under normal conditions. However, diesel engines are more sensitive. Long idling sessions can cause ring wash, where fuel doesn't fully burn and mixes with the engine oil, thinning it and reducing lubrication. Gasoline engines can also experience oil dilution, where fuel enters the oil and decreases its effectiveness. If you expect to wait for more than a few minutes, it's smarter to turn off the engine and restart when ready. Surprisingly, this actually uses less fuel than letting your engine idle for long periods. 14. Never shift between drive and reverse while moving. Switching from drive to reverse, or vice versa, while your car is in motion, can put extreme stress on the transmission. In older vehicles, rough shifting like this can quickly cause serious damage, potentially leading to repair bills over $3,000. Newer cars have safety mechanisms that prevent the gear from engaging until the vehicle is fully stopped, but it's always better to stop completely before shifting. This small precaution protects your transmission and prevents costly repairs, making it one of the easiest ways to care for your vehicle. 15. Be gentle when stuck in snow. Getting stuck in snow is frustrating, and it's tempting to slam the accelerator or spin the wheels. Doing so can cause severe transmission damage. Instead, gently rock the car in reverse and forward, moving slowly to gain traction without stressing the engine. Using materials like sand, non-clumping cat litter, or even pieces of old carpet under your tires can make a big difference. Place them behind and in front of the wheels, depending on whether your car is front-wheel or rear-wheel drive. For trucks or SUVs, use low-range gears if available. Clearing snow around your tires with a small shovel is another helpful tip. If you live in snowy areas, investing in traction boards or snow tires is worth it. They're reusable, effective, and give you better control in winter conditions. By driving carefully and preparing properly, you can avoid unnecessary strain and keep your vehicle safe.